सर सर प्रोजेक्टर रिमोट है. प्रोजेक्टर रिमोट है. हाँ परफेक्ट. So they're working all four. Okay. Make it 25 if you want. Otherwise, again, it will be too cold. Till yesterday, everyone was like, waste. Today it's too cold, nahi? Okay. So up to the afternoon topic, what we have done, everyone, up to the evening topic, we are done up to, I think I made you understand what is the procedure of selecting a firm for a peer review. There are three methods. What are the three methods? Mandatory review, voluntary and special. Okay, before starting anything, is there anything you want me to clarify more on these parts? Like some shortage of examples, if any? Anybody can let me know who has not understood the examples I gave in the class? I came across, like someone was saying, we need more additional examples relating to that. Anybody who, the person who needed it not in the class, or person who needed it does not want to come onto the face? Which examples? Which example? That's what I'm asking. You should have a clarity now. What example you are asking? In which way? Which concept you didn't understand in detailed manner? So that's what I'm asking, brother. Which topic? So that I'll come to know. Today's topics, yesterday's, day before yesterday's, or first? I should know na which area mein. That's what I'm asking, bhai. Which area mein examples you are looking for? What is the topic which I didn't teach you with example? Nahi, it's not about sorry. See, don't say sorry first of all. Please let me know the area so that I can improvise. Sir, I never start my concept without example first of all though. What is peer review? You tell me. Hmm. So if I'm saying my firm is under the peer review, what does that mean? Who sends that chartered accountant? Who sends that Who sends that chartered accountant? Who made that board? When? 2002. Okay. For what purpose? Betterment of? For the betterment of quality of assurance services. What kind of assurance services a chartered accountant provides? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Bookkeeping. Hmm. Hmm. Documentation. Hmm. So you are capable of telling me what I told you so far. That itself is. No, I'm asking. You need example in terms of like what? Case laws, A, B, C, D, A, B, and co firm is there. Like using the names in the example? Or you want the conceptual clarity in the form key, what happens basically behind the curtain? Both the point. So next time onwards means if I'm telling you anything about practicing unit, I should take one name. Okay, ABC and Co is an associate firm. They are under the peer. That is what you're looking for. Perfect. Okay. That is what I needed a clarification. Ki basically where I'm falling short. So I needed to know. Rest everything is fine. No problem. 100%. So you know that if I'll take the name called ABC and Co, it means I'm talking about what? If I'm using the word ABC and Co, it means I'll be talking about what? Practicing unit. Is it fine with you? Perfectly done? Okay, fair enough. I thought you had some issues with the subject matter. 100% clarity. Perfect. No. Okay. So since morning we have started with this chapter called what? Peer review. Before that we completed CFS. तो मेरे को एक बात बताओ तो starting से लेके अभी तक, if you have any difficulty, should I ask you now questions? Tell me the definition of peer review first. Word to word, examination and review of your systems and procedure, which is required to be put in place by whom? Practicing unit. What is the purpose? To get the ensurety that you are maintaining quality assurance in your services. Quality in your assurance services. Am I envisaged by matching it with the parameters set up under PETs, plus including now AQMM has been introduced. What is AQMM? Audit Quality Maturity Model, which is a self-evaluation model by which instead of letting the peer review to tell you what are the problematic areas, you only do your which review? Self-review. And they are going to ask you at the time of scope, did you do the self-examinations and self-reviews as per AQMM or not? That was a thing. Or any other regulation required by the regulatory authority to be carried out by you on the period under the review. What do you mean by new unit? No unit. Less than 12 months, whether or not you have done any kind of assurance service, but not yet done any assurance. What if I'm 14 years old firm, 14 months old firm, and I have done assurance services? Will I be covered under normal peer review or new unit peer review? So then I will fall under that 22 category, 23 category, 24 and 25 date-wise category. Am I correct? Otherwise, it will be called as a peer review of a new unit. What do you mean by branch peer reviewer? The person who is doing the audit of a branch of a practicing unit, which is under the peer review, is known as branch. Everything, each quality, duties, obligation, parameters, scope, everything will be same like a normal peer review. Right? What is included in my peer review? What I can do after coming to your institute, after coming to your practicing unit? What I can't. So let me give you the questions. You tell me included or excluded. Right? Can I check out your expert services, which you are given in the statute recommendations? No. Compilation of financials? Other than financials? No. That is also no. Are you getting the point? Due diligence, investigation activities. See, you have to remember inclusion list. Rest remaining everything was exclusion. Tell me the 6 inclusions then. Compliance, 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 compliance of my pet, compliance of the council guidelines relating to me, council guidance relating to me in connection with Audit or article assistant relating to their stipend payments, attendance, work diaries, and number of hours. Am I correct? And about me relating to 3 areas: fees, audits undertaken, 100% clarity. Right? Okay. What are my major objectives of conducting a peer review on you? My major objective on practicing unit is to ensure that it is complying with PET and you are maintaining proper documentation for all the assurance services you have provided, because that will amplify and demonstrate your what? Performance. But primary objective is not to only be a fault finding machine, to let you understand your improvement areas as well. Am I correct or not? Now, my question is, what is PET? Don't tell me the full form. I have heard the first one. Accounting standards issued by, I say, for the companies other than companies registered under Companies Act, or India's accounting standard issued under 133 made by central government on the recommendations of ICA in consultation with NMA, and other auditing standards as well. Auditing standards, assurance standards, quality standards, internal audit standards, social audit standard, review standards, and related services standard. Am I also expected to have a regulatory framework knowledge as well? Yes. Am I expected to have the knowledge of notifications, circulars, guidance notes, revisions, amendments, everything? Only relating to Companies Act or every statute? which are applicable to my assurance services. Am I correct or no? Am I also expected to have the knowledge of AFRF, applicable financial reporting framework? Am I also expected to have the knowledge of laws and compliances? All the statutes, or only which you generally use in your practice? Like Companies Act हो गया, FEMA, SEBI. These are the 10 to 20 bracket of standards which will always come into your use while doing the while doing the assurance services. Am I correct? Okay. Now, what is the criteria of me getting selected under the peer review? There are three methods. Either you will be selected by the board, or you voluntarily apply, or you are recommended by somebody. Point number one, mandatory. 1/4/2022 में which firms are included? If you have done the audit of any listed entity, you are covered under 1/4/2022. Okay, I have done the audit of unlisted company whose turnover is 1200 crores. Am I going to get covered for the previous year peer review? Or when I will start getting covered? From 1/4/2023. Which two are going to cover from 1/4/2023? Unlisted public entities 500, 500,000 greater than equals to, or my firm is providing the attestation services with having 5 or more partners. That is clear. Okay, what is the next one? From 1/4/2024, from when? Oh, which firms? All three first automatically included in a cumulative way plus 3 more. I have raised the money from public, banks, FIs more than 50 crores. Then attestation services of 4 or more partners. Then statutory auditor of any other body corporate. Am I correct or not? Including trust, which is considered as PI. What is PI? And then from 1/4/2025 onwards, please. Any statutory audit of a branch of PSU banks, public sector banks, and if my firm is having 3 or more partners. Mandatorily providing attestation, or 3 or more is enough. It means if the ICA has to ask you, what is the kind of category they will ask you? 1/4/25. It will be cumulatively adding all of them. Is it clear to all of you now? Yes. And what did I tell you? What if you recently got peer reviewed and you still have a certificate? Until the expiry of the previous certificate, new peer review statement will not be applicable to you. You need not get it done, but later on you may get covered under peer review. So that all that khichdi kind of thing which was there earlier, level 1, level 2, level 3, everything has been sorted and now it's simple. And who can recommend your case? Either the secretary of ICA or Directorate Discipline. What is the name? Or simple remember is that DD, Director of Discipline. What is the name of the person? And what is the third person? Any other regulator. But who will, they will decide or they will only recommend? But actually who will decide? Peer review board. Board means PRB only. And that is what is our next topic to talk about, the peer review board. Now, isme actually, if you will see the total points over there, you will see the 5 points, but actually there are so many other points as well. But let's do these 5 points. First of all, this part is amendment. What is this part? Minimum 6. Earlier peer review statement as per 2021 and peer review statement as per 2022, there's a lot of difference. Difference number 1, there was no explanation relating to minimum members of peer review board. They simply started with कि peer review board should have 12 members. But now they have said that minimum 6, maximum. It means any range between 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 members. You can have maximum how many? 12. But out of 12, minimum 50% should be the council members. What do you mean by council members? I say. Remember, same thing I will tell you when we will do the quality review board also. There it is 11 members. How many? But their majority of the people will be from central government. Okay, I told you the difference between peer review and quality review. What is under ICA? Peer review. What is as per CG? Quality review. Right on our statutory audits of the entities. Now, please tell me, what is the minimum number of members in my peer review board? 6 members. Maximum 12. And at least 50% should be the members from which board? from the ICAI. And who is going to chair and vice chair this board? It has to be the council member only. The reason being very simple, they wanted to ensure that the person who is the chairman and vice chairman should be the person from ICAI. What is the reason behind that? Because a practicing CA or a council member only will be able to recommend you the mayors where you are falling. Am I correct or not? They wanted to keep you this person. So vice chairman and chairman can never be anybody else. It has to be whose member? Council. And in ICA also, this chairman and vice chairman, who can be? Either the president of ICA or a vice president of ICA. Are you getting the point? Generally, whom do they appoint? The chairman and vice chairman, either the president of ICA or vice president. Only the designation is what? Chairman and vice chair. Mostly these are the two people who rotate. And remember, once you became chairman or vice chairman of the peer review board, you have to rotate every year. You have to rotate what? Every year. Means chairman cannot be the chairman to be continued for second year, and vice chair cannot be continued as a vice chairman for the second year. They have to rotate every year. Once you become chairman, I'll become vice chairman. Once I'll become chairman or somebody else, they will bring it as a chairman or vice chairman. So what is the rotation of chairman and vice chairman? Every year. But this is the new amendment now. What is the new amendment? Term of 2/3 of the members should be rotated in this way. 3 years or council term, whichever is what? Earlier. Can anybody explain me now? With an example now. What do you understand by this? Can I have 10 members in my peer review board? Sure. Okay, fair enough. Leave these persons out of this. Chairman and vice chair. Because their rotation is different. What do you mean by 2/3 now? 8. 8 ka 2/3 please calculate. 5.33. To be taken as what? 6. तो मैं ये human being है. It's not a mathematical figure. Less than 50% to the lower side and more than 0.5, 0.1, 0.2 has to be treated as what? 1. So total 6. 6 will be rotated. Now how they will be rotated? Every 3 years or their council term. Suppose they are no longer the member of any which body? Council body. So they will leave. Whichever is what? Earlier. Are you getting the point? So say for example, my council term left is only 1 year and 2 months. And just now I joined as a member of peer review board. So what will be my rotation going to take place? Should I be continuing for 3 years or till my council term? Either council term or your what? 3 years, whichever is what? Earlier. So question number 1, who should be the minimum number of member in my board? 6. Maximum at least 50%. Should be the which member? Council member. To be rotated. That is only for chairman and vice chairman. To be rotated every year. Remaining 2/3 of the members to be rotated 3 years or council term to be ended, whichever is earlier. Crystal clear hai yahan tak? Now my next point is, what is casual vacancy? Do we have casual vacancy in our case also? So again, if the casual vacancy will arise, some member died or resigned or got removed under disciplinary action, so then in that case it will be filled up again by whom? Council. Next one. This is what I was telling you. Member of disciplinary board or committee not to be the member of what? Board. Let me tell you one thing. When we'll do professional ethics, under the professional ethics, when we'll do CA Act 1949, there is one DD. DD tells it to BOD. What is BOD? Board of Discipline. And DD also puts your case forward to DC. What is DC? Disciplinary Committee. Now the question is, who is DD? He is the single person, discipline directorate, who receives the complaint against the members in service and members in practice. And let me tell you one thing, CA Act covers both of them. Members in service, members in pay. Even if you are in job and if any of the client or employer has made a complaint against you, your professional behavior is this, you are doing anything bringing disrespect. Let's say for example, you are doing a job and you fallen under any harassment case. Which case? Harassment. Due to that, your name is coming as a headline. कि a chartered accountant doing a job in the Oracle India Limited found guilty of eve teasing, harassing a woman, and he has been convicted for 3 months. Now tell me, is this bringing disrespect to your counsel? Counsel. So that member in service is also covered here. So member in service as well as member in practice. Any complaint against them first goes to the whose pocket? DD's pocket. What is DD? Do you remember the same person? Now listen to this. In our professional ethics, there are 2 schedules. How many schedules? 2. Do you remember 512 I made you write yesterday? There are 2 schedules. Schedule 1, Schedule 2. Schedule 1 is little bit less stringent, less strict as compared to what? Schedule 2. If your offense is relating to Schedule 1, your decisions of the punishments will be taken by BOD. If your offense is relating to Schedule 2 or both, what do you mean by both? Schedule 1 as well as, then who will take care of that? DC. Did you get the point? And I will not tell you what are the punishments and all that you will understand over there. And in case you are not satisfied by the order passed by whom? BD or what? DC. You can file an appeal to AA. Appellate Authority. What is the name? Did you understand the cycle of disciplinary mechanism now? So your complaint first never goes to BOD. First never goes to DC. First it goes in the hands of DD. Disciplinary Directorate. He tells if the offense is relating to Schedule 1, he will refer your case to whom? BOD. And if it is relating to Schedule 2 or both, it will be referred to whom? And if you are not satisfied with the punishment what they have given to you as a member in service or as a member in practice, so you have one more authority called AA. Now what PRB is saying? PRB is saying that, peer review board is saying that we don't want any of the members of these committees. We don't want any of the members of these committees. My question is why? When they are also doing the same thing and they are also doing the same thing. See, these are fault finding punishment machineries. Which one? More on the heavier side, more on the rigorous side. They punish you directly and permanent ban also. DC can permanently ban you from your membership number and COP. They may send you to the jail and they may also impose fine up to 5 lakhs on you. So these are little bit, more stringent disciplinary action bodies. And their work is simple. Professional misconduct, other misconduct related complaints, not quality of assurance services. Quality of assurance services what, sir? Say for example, one client she did not follow her SA 220. She forgot to understand the acceptance and continuance of client relation. It's okay, no problem. Next time you follow it. So that is advisory mechanism, PRB. But these are advisory or punishment one. Dardanak people. Dardanak people means heavy. Matlab very dangerous. So we don't want dangerous DDs, अच्छा DDD. Dangerous. तीनों में D है. So dangerous people of the committee we don't want in our what? PRB. So you out of the 12, you should not be a member of any of this committee. Is it clear? So that is what they are saying, that member of which board? Disciplinary board and disciplinary committee should not be the member of what? Board. And next point, provisions relating to time, place, quorum. What is quorum? Of the which board? Peer review board, as well as the procedure for transaction of the business shall be governed by the which? Chartered Accountants Regulation 1988. This is the maximum thing they may ask you now from the peer review board. It can be a direct question, short note. Define peer review board. Please tell me. Peer review board is a board with a composition of minimum 6 members, maximum 12, out of which at least 50% should be council member, headed by a chairman and a vice chairman, to be rotated every year, where the 2/3 of the members are going to rotate 3 years or council term, whichever is earlier. Members of disciplinary board, that is BOD, and disciplinary committee, that is DC, should not be the part of members of what? Board. Any casual vacancy will arise. Are you getting the point? Who will fill up? Council will fill up. And relating to the time of meeting, place of meeting, date of meeting, quorum of meeting, everything will be decided under Chartered Accountant Regulations 1988. Is it clear, everyone? 100% sorted inside your head now. So this is all about the which board? Peer board. Let me see if anything extra you should know. So look at the difference now. What used to be earlier? It was recently amended 1 year back only. Now what used to be earlier? Have you ever seen anywhere you are seeing minimum 6? What is directly written? Second point is same. Remaining from the what? Eminent outside bodies. Now this is where the amendment is little bit lacking. Amendment did see regarding 50% qualification they told you. What is 50% qualification? Council member. So we know CS, right or not? But what about the remaining 50%? That you don't know. That is the persons from what? Eminent outside bodies and prominent personalities of high integrity and reputation. बताना ये heavy words का meaning क्या है? What is it? Eminent outside bodies of prominent personalities of high integrity and high reputation. What is the meaning of that? Can N.R. Narayan Murthy be the part of this word? How? Is he a part of any professional body? That is where the thing comes ki you don't know whom they will select. So they simply stated one qualification which you can't understand. It is beyond your level. So what is the qualification? Please tell me. Eminent personalities from the other professional bodies having a high integrity. In all things, I can tell you the meaning of one word called integrity. Honest, sincere, straightforward people. Which forward? It means if you are doing something wrong, I should be having a capacity to tell you that you are wrong. Simple. So honest people and sincere and straightforward people. And having a good reputation in the market. Whom the people know in the market. Yes, he is a part of PRB. He will give an unbiased approach. Which approach? Unbiased. Clear? About, did you understand one more thing? And who can't be the member? I already told you. Only 3 things were written there. DC, BOD, and they are also not allowed. Committee on which standards? Ethical standards. Committee on what? And QRB people can't come in. PRB people can't go in. Actually, both boards are like two neighbors fighting with it, having the common objective, but that is regulated by central government. This is regulated by ICA. So tell me, who 5 can't be a member? DD can't be a member. BOD can't be a member. And DC can't be a member. That is called danger fellows. Next one. Members of Committee of Ethical Standards Board. Next one. Members of Committee of Financial Reporting. And last one is what? QRB. They are allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Okay. Casual vacancy again filled up by the council. Constitution by council. Chairman, vice chairman to be rotated every year. That is same. Tenure ka. Now, this was their tenure earlier. You can see the khichdi again. What was what is our tenure now? Remaining 2/3 of the members? 3 years? Or council term, whichever is earlier. Look at the tenure earlier. 2/3 members ka 3 years or their term in council, whichever is lower. Then remaining what? 1/3 as prescribed by whom? Council. For a which period? Longer. अच्छा council क्या करता है? ICA sometimes ना favors some members of peer review board. If they think that this person is actually working as a gem in the peer review board and this person should continue for the better longevity, so exceptions are always there. So what ICA can do? ICA can keep that person away from the rotation. Like a lifetime director concept is there in the company law. Which director? Lifetime. So till the time ICA does not wish to make you withdraw from the peer review board, they can keep you. Now, what was the quorum earlier? Look at the quorum. 1/3 or 3, whichever is higher. And how many meetings? 1 meetings in every what? 3 months. So far, clarification on this has not come. Are we going to continue with this or not? That is the problem with the partial amendments which the ICA gives. Are you getting it? Or ye kahan pe likha hua? Everything is written under Chartered Accountants Regulation 1988. So we will assume that everything is as it is. Are you getting the point? Till the time further notification is not given by whom? ICA. So tell me, how many meetings in a year? देखा जाए तो same like audit committee and board meeting. How many? 4. It is 1 in every 3 months, mean 4 in a calendar year. What was the maximum gap between the two? Same like this only. Quorum, 2 or 1/3, whichever was higher in case of audit committee. Here it is what? 3 or 1/3, whichever is higher. Their minimum one independent director they are rating, including a chairman. In the absence of chairman, who will come? Vice chair. If the quorum is not present within 30 minutes, you know that in the law also we have read, if the meeting does not start within 30 minutes due to the lack of presence of quorum, meeting will be adjourned next week, same time, same place. But here adjournment will be decided by whom? Council. Chairman. Adjournment will be decided by council. Take second. If the quorum is not present within 30 minutes, adjournment is decided by the chairman in absence of what? Vice chairman, reporting to council prior to the date of every meeting of council. Just simply go to ICA and say that on this particular day we are planning to conduct a meeting of peer review board. Please make a note of it because we need to record how many meetings in a year. 4. अब ये चीजें, these points are not given in what? Amendments. And they said that. That's why they below what they wrote. Rest remaining place, date, timing and quorum provisions of peer review board are as per whom? Chartered Accountants Regulations 1988. This is what they were talking about. Did you get the point? Now I think your answer has grown larger. Yes or no? So now tell me, define PRB. Up new thing is minimum 6. Chalo, let me ask you the pinpoint questions from inside like an MCQ. Am I correct? What should be the quorum of their meeting? 1/3 or 3, whichever is. Okay. How many meetings in a year? And quarterly? Once. Am I correct? What if quorum is not present? Within 30 minutes, adjourned by chairman. And if the vice chairman is not there, they दोनों एक दूसरे का काम करते. They are substitute of what? Each other. Am I correct? Next one. Do we have to inform to council before conducting a meeting? So that council can make a record of our meetings. Am I correct? Next point. What is the term of 2/3 of the members? Whichever is earlier. What about the remaining 1/3? They can be kept by council as a longevity members. Which members? Longevity. For a longer period of time if they are doing good. Am I correct? Which 5 people should never be the part of your peer review board? DC, BOD and DD. Any member of committee of standards, ethical standards, member of committee of and QRB. They should not be the part of your PRB. What if casual vacancy? What about the chairman and vice chairman ka rotation? Every year. Sure. And what is minimum number of members? And what is maximum? Hi Bindi. 100%. So you know the mandatory reviews, voluntary reviews and special reviews and the one thing about the which one? Peer review board. Now, little bit extraordinary careful you have to be when we'll talk about the next 2 people now. Now question is, what is the qualification of becoming a peer reviewer and what is the qualification of becoming a qualified assistant? Now let me tell you one thing, dono mein difference. Peer reviewer, you know, one you will who will review. Sometimes the practicing unit firms are so big, so huge that council says that okay, you alone will not be able to do. Take some assistance. That person is known as qualified assistant. What is the word we have to write? Okay, now again difference. In the peer review board, one qualified assistant is only allowed. How many? Quality review board mein up to 5. There how many required? There only ICA allows only what? Now we have to understand who should be the peer reviewer and who should be the QA, qualified assistant. So you know everything about the peer review board now. Let's understand everything about the person called peer reviewer. Now see, one by one, each and every point we have to understand from the preamble point of view. Read the point number 1. You have to be a member in practice. Matlab, chartered accountant or a CA. In practice for at least what? 7 years. So minimum experience is 7 years of what? Assurance practice experience, not practice only. assurance practice. It means your firm must be capable of providing assurance services. And they are not disallowing the member in service. They are also saying, if you have an industry experience of 10 years, how many years? If you have an industry experience of 10 years plus 3 years of experience in practice. Here they have not said anything about the quality assurance services. Are you getting the point? So they are saying, suppose you are a non-practicing CA, you spent 12 years in one company, one particular industry, then you moved and shifted to your practice and you still completed 3 years of your practice. It means even if you are an ACA, Associate Chartered Accountant, you know the difference between Associate Chartered Accountant and Fellow Chartered Accountant? The one who completes the continuous practice of 5 years, that person is known as FCA. So even an ACA, Associate Chartered Accountant, who is having 3 years of practice experience plus and the back 10 years of what? Industry experience. That person also can become a which reviewer? Peer reviewer. So tell me what are the two major qualifications? A member of practice, member in practice, having 7 years of experience in which practice? Assurance services practice, or a member in practice, again a member in practice having 3 years of experience in practice but having also a 10 years of experience in industry before applying for a which reviewer? Peer reviewer. 100% sorted. Went inside your head. Perfectly done. Now, next point. Should undergo through a requisite training and what? Test. So like you have an articleship where you learn what is your post qualification services you provide. Same way, you don't know as a peer reviewer what to do, what not to do. We are just simply understanding the guidelines. But nowhere it is being told in your chapter ki what peer reviewer undergoes through, what he actually checks. So for that, you need to undergo through a training and test. So again, you will go for a training. One exam will be taken care of. You clear the exam of peer reviewer and then membership number will be given to you and you became the peer reviewer. Did you get the point? But they are not going to tell you to leave your practice. You are still in practice only, but also working as a peer reviewer. Whenever the forms will be allotted, your name will be given to the practicing units. Practicing units have a right to decide which peer reviewer I want. 3 names will be offered to you in option. How many names? Peer reviewer 1, okay, mera naam, her name and her name. Now she is a practicing unit. You will get an opportunity to decide which one you want to get reviewed by. That is what I'm telling you. In the peer review, I told you a very calm and composed kind of activity. First of all, there is no surprise element in that. There is no surprise. That's why they maintain QRB. They do not have that much of faith on what? PR. Ab samajh mein, what is the reason why 2 entities have been made for the same unit? There's a reason behind everything. First of all, chairman, vice chairman, also president person, like from ICA. Am I correct or not? And ruling a minimum 50% also which members? ICA members. And then you are giving them the opportunity also. There's no, what do you mean by surprise check? With intimation or without intimation? Here the peer reviewer will call, sir, are you comfortable? If I'll come on this date, please get ready with all the platter of kebabs. And when I will ask, these documentation kebabs you make me, I'll eat them. Matlab, every sorted thing will be done. Not even any effort will be done without any mutual consent. Everywhere on every step, call to PU. Call to PU. Comfortable, comfortable. Because they say that ki we don't want to disturb your practice. Whenever you are comfortable on your non-peak hours, we'll come and we'll do the review. Correct? Oh, you will understand. There are so many elements in the future you will understand. But first of all, tell me, did you understand the 3 points? So tell me, who are qualified? Member in practice, members in practice. A member in practice right from the beginning in practice having 7 years of experience in the quality services, assurance services. And a member in practice who recently came into practice having 3 years of experience plus 10 years of at least experience in an industry. To be a which reviewer? You have to go through a requisite training and what? Test. Now, next thing. Furnish a declaration as prescribed by the board plus sign DOC. Acha, do we maintain confidentiality on our client? He will maintain on me. Logic is very simple. He's coming and checking my documentation or not. My documentation includes whose documents? So when I am maintaining confidentiality, who is he not to maintain? He will also what? Maintain, and he will sign DOC. What is sign DOC? Declaration of confidentiality. And he will also send one copy to me as well as to one board. Okay, sir, not today, not in future, anytime I will not disclose anything which I came across while doing your peer review if that information is sensitive, confidential in nature. Without whose permission? Your permission. So we do take whose permission? Client's permission. He will take my permission to spit it out. Did you get the point? Declare DOC बोलते हैं उसे. Form number 2 बोलते हैं इसे. DOC, Declaration of Confidentiality. So first one, furnish the declaration as prescribed by the board plus sign the declaration of what? Confidentiality. Next one. Now, this is the most confusing area. You have to be a little bit more careful in this area. Can you see what is being written word? What is the word written? Achha, what is the first thing comes to your mind now when this word you see? Not eligible people. Qualified or disqualified people? It means you disqualified, but before getting disqualified, you are already a which reviewer? Peer reviewer. They are not telling you the entrance test disqualifications here. You were a peer reviewer, and if you will fall under these areas, you will be disqualified. I'll tell you how you have to understand it. Read the point number 1, disqualification. Any disciplinary action against him. DD. What are the 4 authorities I told you there? DD, BOD, DC, AA. Anywhere your case is going on relating to professional misconduct or other misconduct, then in that case you are disqualified to be the member of what? Peer reviewer. Peer review board as well as the peer reviewer. You are not qualified. That point is very simple. Any pending cases will not allow, because in the statutory audit also, if you remember, we give this declaration. There is no pending against me, my firm and my partner. Next point. Guilty of what? What by against whom? Against by whom? And against whom? What is the difference between A and B then? It's a very simple English, if you can tell me. There you went through. That might be your past action. Am I correct? It means you are already disqualified. But here, what is in the first case, what is going on? In the first case, it is what? Pending. Going on. In the second case, you gone through already. In both the cases, you are what? Disqualified. The one who was not at all disciplined, how he will check the discipline things of a person called what? Practicing unit. So they are disqualified. From these 2 points, we never get a doubt what he is trying to ask. You will start getting it from the D and E point. First of all, read the C point. Convicted by a competent court within or outside India for an offense of what? Moral turpitude, and what? You were sent to the jail also. First of all, question arises, what do you mean by the offense of moral turpitude? No idea. Anybody is having an idea? Moral turpitude means general. Chori kari, eve teasing kara, harassment case, anything which is against the moral values of the society, for which you were convicted. Not only convicted, you were also sent to a jail. But make sure that and imprisonment word is written. What is the word written? Only convicted, but not sent to the jail. Qualified or disqualified? It means when you are not sent to the jail, you are innocent. Correct hai nahi hai? So try to apply that logic. You were convicted of an offense of moral turpitude and you were what? Imprisoned. Tell me the 3 disqualifications of becoming a peer reviewer. Pending cases, already gone through the disciplinary actions by any of those council or bodies, and convicted for an offense of moral turpitude and went through. And what is the next point? Partner or personnel has obligation or conflict of interest with what? What do you mean by that? You are a peer reviewer. Up now I am telling you ki this is the point now. In the first 3 cases, it is initial disqualification. You are this, you are this, you are this. You are not allowed to become a peer reviewer. Now, you are already a peer reviewer. Try to understand. You are already a what? Peer reviewer. you got an opportunity to do the peer review of this. Am I correct? I'm a peer reviewer. She's a practicing unit. Now, what happened? Either me or my what? Or my employee has an obligation or conflict of interest with what? Practicing unit. What do you mean by conflict of interest? My partner is also a partner in this firm. My partner, I'm a peer reviewer, is also a partner in this practicing unit, which is selected for what? Peer review. And they're sending my name. First of all, they will not send it at all. Why? Because there is a conflict of interest. Because my partner may put the undue influence on me to give you the better peer review certificate. So they're beginning में they saying that you are what? Disqualified. Up now please tell me what is the difference between the first three disqualifications and the fourth one you found? In the first three, you are not a peer reviewer. You are trying to become a peer reviewer, but they got to know that any pending case is there. You went through this, or you were convicted for a moral offense, and what? In the fourth one, you are disqualified not because of first three. Unfortunately, you, your partner, or any of the personnel of your firm had a conflict of interest with what? Practicing. And read the next one and make me understand. Try to read. He has undergone, who? Peer reviewer, has undergone training or articleship under any of the partner or what? Let's imagine I'm a peer reviewer with ICA. Try to understand, right or not? I'm a peer reviewer under ICA and they selected Ramus's firm. And when I was doing my articleship, I was the article of Ramu sir. Can I do? Why? Because I have undergone through what? Training or articleship under any of the partner of what? Practicing. Huh, sir? What is he saying? Bakwas. Why? Nahi, sir. Obviously, then Ramu sir, Rohit. Do you remember? Gone were the days when you were willing to become a chartered accountant. I was the one who supported you by letting you not go through an audit, sit in the like my office under the AC, blown on your face, and giving the sources. I resolved your so many DT doubts. So don't you think that it's time to give a return favor? Please give me a unmodified peer review certificate. So that kind of emotional attachar, emotional damage may happen. So they are saying that keep yourself away. So what is the difference now you found between the first three disqualifications and the next two? In the first three, you were not a peer reviewer. You are wanted to become, and in the next two, you are, but you are still disqualified because either you have a conflict with any of the partner of the unit, either you, your partner, or your personnel, and third, you might have gone through any articleship or training under any of the partner of the. Acha, what if Ramu sir is no longer the part of that practicing unit? But that is the firm where I went through the training and all the partners are changed. Try to understand. I've gone through a training under ABC and Co. In the ABC and Co, A was the one under whom I went through the training. Now neither A is there, nor B is there, nor C is there. Some PQR has come and bought the goodwill of that firm and they're running in the name of that firm. Now I'm qualified. What if A under whom I took the articleship is not there, B and C are still there? Now what? Why disqualified? But I took the training under A, na? Array, what is the point written? Any of the partner. I went through A. A is no longer a part. He was any of the partner. Huh? Tell me justification. Please tell me. How? Matlab indirectly may influence, you are saying. B and C. Sure, na? So basically what you have to understand in that way, firm disqualification. Which disqualification? All the partners. A, B, C. Any one of them is present in that firm, you are disqualified. None of them? Sure. So you know the 5 disqualifications now. Please tell me all 5. Pending case, gone through disciplinary action. imprisoned for an offense of moral turpitude, and you have a conflict of interest with the practicing unit, or you have undergone through article chipper. Up to this point, still everything was fine and it looks genuine also. Now look at the last 6 points and tell me what the ICA wants to tell you. Reviewer shall not accept professional assignment from a 2 years from, matlab after doing the peer review of that firm, before. How this is possible? You did the peer review now. Let's say, for example, April May, my peer review 2023 is happening right now of my practicing unit, and she is the peer reviewer. Am I correct? I'm a PU, practicing unit. You are disqualified if 2 years before this April you had any relationship with me, or 2 years after this April if you'll have any relationship with me in terms of profession. After wala I can understand. Okay, you did my peer review. You're no longer going to accept any kind of assignment from me because I was your practicing unit under review. How come before? It means what? It means as a peer reviewer, when you are getting selected, you will be given the every detail of the firm. In the last 2 years, if you have done any kind of assignment with that practicing unit, you are immediately what? Disqualified. Not from peer review. To do the peer review of that PU. Not from total. Only from that. Just to maintain your objectivity. Impartial and unbiased attitude. Now you know the 6 disqualifications. Right or not? 3 without becoming a peer reviewer. 3 after becoming a peer reviewer. Tell me 3 without being. Any pending case? Convicted with imprisonment? Moral turpitude. Wait. And action has been taken. Okay. 3 after becoming peer reviewer. Conflict with PU. Undergone through any or training, articleship or training with any partner of the PU. Or 2 years before, no relationship with the PU. Clear? Otherwise, you will be what? Disqualified. I think everything went inside your head now. Sorted. If you have any doubt in the peer reviewer, please let me know. It is there in front of you. Let me remove all this so that you can read it properly. Now, please tell me if there is anything. Then I will start asking the questions. 100%. So you know everything about the peer review board now, and you know everything about the peer reviewer. QA को थोड़ा side पे रखते हैं. First, let us understand these 2 things. Peer review board, you know. Okay, now please tell me minimum. Can I have 5? Minimum. Can I have 13? Maximum 12. Chairman, vice chairman from where? Council. To be rotated. Remaining 2/3. Casual vacancy. What about the remaining 1/3? I want to conduct one of my meeting in January and another in May. 7 January, 7 May. Allowed or not allowed? 7 January, 9th May. You are saying a gap will be more than 120 days. Nowhere it is. It is written one meeting in every 3 months. The first 3 months what? Jan. Anytime. And next 3 months what? Anytime. So May, June, my next 3 months starts from when? April, May, June. Doesn't matter. Don't mix this with audit committee. Are you getting the point? Quorum, please. With the minimum presence of chairman. If not present, vice chairman. What if the quorum is not present within 30 minutes? It will be adjourned next week, same time, same place. Or on the request of chairman. If not available, do we need to intimate council about something? The time and date of our meeting? As per whose regulations? Chart Chartered Accountants Regulation 1988. Is it clear? Okay, fair enough. Now, okay, I want to become a peer reviewer and I have 7 years of experience in practice. I'm FCA plus 2 more. I'm FCA already plus more than 2 years beyond that. 7 years. But my major area of practice was attestation services, accounting services, only auditing services. Auditing comes under what, Amma? Assurance. Okay. Now, I worked as a expert witness for last 7 years in my practice. Now, try things will complicate. I worked as an expert witness in my last 7 years of my practice. In my last 7 years of practice, I worked as an expert witness. Is expert witness not assurance services? That's why it is outside the scope of what? Peer review. This is how I say will mingle one topic with what? Another. I was involved into that income tax return preparations for 8 continuous years of practice. Again, no or yes? Again, why no? अब समझ में आया, one topic can be added with another. I'm from industry, not from practicing, but recently 4 years back I set up my practice. And industry में I have 11 years of experience. Can I? 10 plus 3. Okay. Now, I have to go through training and test. Do I have to sign any DOC? With whom? With board or with PU? With board. PU will complain to whom? Board. He has disclosed or he has broken my word. Confidentiality. Copy of that will be given to whom? Nothing, not even a single document. You will get it anything from what? PU. Peer reviewer. Peer reviewer only will give you one certificate. That's it. Not even a single thing. That DOC is he's filing with whom? Board. That he will maintain it for you, but he is filing it with whom? Board. What are the 5 cases under which I am disqualified? Rather 6 cases. In 2000, she got selected and she was gone like case under me, but I have done with her one assignment back in 2019-20 financial year. Right now 23-24 is going on. 19-20 में किया था. Qualified or disqualified? Why qualified? 2 before, 2 after. Convicted for moral offense but not imprisoned. Qualified and imprisoned? Disqualified. Pending action in DC, BOD, QRB. My case is pending in QRB now. Anywhere case is pending, you are what? Disqualified. High Court, disqualified. Supreme Court, disqualified. Income Tax Department, disqualified. Anywhere case is pending, disciplinary case is pending. Convicted by Directorate Discipline. Convicted. Disqualified. Board of Discipline. Disciplinary Committee. 100%. Sorted went inside your head. Okay. Now this is what all about of which person? Peer reviewer and peer review board. Let's talk about this person now. What is this person? How many are allowed? 1. Okay. His also qualification you should know. What is the first one? CA. यहाँ पे not only CA, he should also be a chartered accountant. यहाँ पे abbreviation में लिखा हुआ है CA, but he should also be a chartered accountant, but with no under 8, under 21 of which act? Now unfortunately you don't know what is section 8 and what is 21. इसे बोलते हैं disability section and this is called removal section. Which section? Let me tell you one thing. You got recently qualified and you also a COP holder. Are you a chartered accountant or a CA? Are you getting the point? But problem with the CA record is that you have to complete 21 years of age to get your name in Rome. You know that? You cleared CA at the age of 17. You need to wait for 4 years to get a membership number. होता है सर, इंडिया में है. There is a भारत कुछ नाम है. Who is भारत? Sir, you are 17 actually. You are 21 na. I know, teasing. It's okay, no problem. Where I was, a 17-year-old person became a chartered accountant. Can I take him as my qualified assistant? Because you get a COP when? After becoming a member, when your name appears in the register of members and you are allotted a membership number. But to get a membership number, you have to complete the age of what? Those kind of, there are total 7 disqualifications like that. How many? उसे disqualification नहीं बोलते, we call it as disabilities. That is written under section number 8. And removal, if you have done any offense or you frauded with ICA and ICA gave you a COP, ICA later on came to know that you provided a false information and then ICA cancelled your what? COP. That comes under 21. That is called removal. Did you get the point? So like that, unsound mind, right? Declared insolvent or discharged insolvent but forgot to obtain the certificate of misfortune from the court of India. Like that, there are so many section 8 disabilities and section 21 removals. So they are saying that you want to become a qualified, point number 1, you have to be a chartered accountant, plus you should not be disabled under section 8 and you should not have been removed under section number 21 of a which act? Chartered Accountants Act 1949. Okay. Next point. Name intimated to whom and PU before peer review. What is this point? I am a peer reviewer. I selected her as my qualified assistant. So before taking her assistance, I have to give the 2 intimations. One to the peer review board, one to the practicing unit. Okay, I'm not coming alone. I'm bringing my what? Qualified assistant. Who has to do that? Peer reviewer. To whom? Board. And to whom? Practicing unit. And I'm bringing a qualified assistant to assist me in carrying out the peer review. Did you understand the point number 2? What is point number 3? She will also sign a declaration of what? Okay, if I'm maintaining, she may open up her mouth now. So in that case, let her also sign the declaration of. So next one is what? No direct interface with PU or board. She will just talk to me, communicate with me. Neither she will communicate to any person in PU, nor she will communicate to PRB. Her assistance was solely my choice, so she is only going to communicate and have conversation with me. No direct interface with the PU, no direct interface with the PRB. Only with whom? PR. Peer review. Tell me the 4 qualifications of this qualified assistant. She has to be a chartered accountant, plus not disabled under section 8 and removed under section 21 of a Chartered Accountants Act 1949. Plus her details shall be first intimated to PU and to the board before starting a peer review. She has no direct interface with the PU and the peer review board, only with the peer reviewer. And third point, fourth point. Next one. Should be, ये भी बहुत important point. She should be from a firm of what? ये मेरी ही firm की part होनी चाहिए. A qualified assistant has to be from peer reviewers practicing firm. As a what? Either she should be my partner or she should be my, as per the records of whom? ICA. Sir, examples? 100%? Now please tell me, you are my qualified assistant. Tell me your 6 qualifications. You have to be a, so when you are saying the chartered accountant, what does that imply? COP holder. It means not disabled under 8, not removed under 21. Next. With whom? But we'll send the copy to whom? Board. Okay, fair enough. 2, 3. Third one, do I need to send your details to somebody? Who are those two somebody? Board and before starting peer review? Or I can start and send it later. Can you have a direct contact with the practicing unit? With the board? Only with whom? You should be a part of my firm, either as my partner, paid assistant, as per the records of whom. This is what do you mean by what? Qualified assistant. 100%. Sorted. Now let's see some extra points. Qualification. On the left side, you will find what a peer review. Shall be in practice as per old MIP 7 years of experience, industry 10+3. Same. Point number one is gone through a requisite training. Same. What is the declaration? At the time of empanelment, a degree of confidentiality. Same. What he should not be. Read this point. Convicted court. This point is also what? Same. Found guilty. Same. Any pending. Same. Conflict of interest. Same. And undergone through training of articleship of any partner of the PU is same, and should not have accepted any professional assignment 2 years before. So there is no problem. After one, before both are covered. Let's talk about qualified assistant. Only how many? One. Should be what? Not disqualified under 8 and 21. Should be a partner and a paid assistant. Why I am checking this? Because I need to know that where I have to insert some few things. That's the reason. Because I'll prepare the notes along with you so that I can share it with you. Next point is what? Ye wala points. His name shall be communicated to the PRB and PU before commencement of peer review and shall sign the declaration of confidence. No radar. 100% same. So no changes in what? Peer reviewer and no changes in. Okay. So this one, the morning we have already done. What is the provisions relating to mandatory, voluntary, and start writing. बहुत हो गया अभी थोड़ा एक heavy हो गया नहीं थोड़ा क्योंकि some of the faces I can see they are thinking it's getting heavier. It's okay, no problem. I can understand. Sitting in a 9-hour class is too difficult. 9 to 10 hours. 9 to 10 hours, huh? Morning, 8 to evening. Half an hour. So 2.5 hours you are getting a break throughout the day. And what you are taking on your own, that is 1 hour. So at least 3.5 hours you are getting a break out of 12 hours, 12 to 13. Effectively 9 to 10 hours. It's okay. No issues. That much of hard work is required. Start writing. Process of or procedure of peer review. Procedure of peer review. So let's wind up first one, the mandatory wala, and I'll make you write everything in a sorted way. All right. First one, mandatory peer review. Procedure of peer review में under that first point, mandatory peer review. Mandatory peer review. Put a heading, underline it, and write. To be selected by peer review board. To be selected by peer review board. Actually, I also have to write it. To be selected by peer review board. ये निकाल दे फिर old है ना delete and this one also old delete and this one also delete तो मैं भी लिख लेता हूँ ओ तेरी बस 2 मिनट रुक जाओ your energy levels come back. While talking there is no problem, but sir while understanding okay. So applicability of peer review or procedure of peer review. What is the first heading I made you write? Mandatory peer review. Under that, what is the point we have written? To be selected by peer review board. अब बताओ भाई, to be selected by peer review board में what? You have to divide it into 4 dates now. So what are the 4 dates? So from 1/4/2022, from 1/4/2023, then from 1/4/2024, and from 1/4/2025. So these are the 4 dates from which you have been selected. Now first one, being the auditor of listed entities. If they are the auditor of listed entities. Second one, unlisted public company with any of the 3 conditions to be satisfied. Paid up share capital greater than equals to 500 crores. Outstanding borrowings including debts, debentures, deposits greater than equals to 500 crores, and turnover greater than equals to 1000 crores, right? Plus the firm doing attestation services with 5 or more partners. Okay, so auditor of entity raised money from, who are the 3 people? From public, banks, FIs, more than what? 50 crores. More than 50 crores. And auditor of a body corporate including trust declared as PI, public interest entity. Public interest entity. And one more, firm doing attestation services with how many partners now? 4 or more partners. PI, public interest entity. You can write it for your own clarification. And next one is 1/4/2025. Auditor of branch of PSU banks and a firm of 3 or more partners. Body corporate. You know the meaning, Amma, because including trust is written in that point only. You have to understand what is prefix and suffix later on. Don't get carried away if they will give you the CSA auditors of the PSU banks. Central statutory auditors. You are a statutory auditor of a branch. Central statutory are those who do the consolidation of the all the branches of the banks. Like say for example, if the SBI is having 20,000 branches, we are doing the audit of one of our branch, we are covered under fourth one. But we send one copy to whom? CSA, Central Statutory Auditor. They do the compilation. So they are called statutory auditors of the bank. We are called statutory auditors of branch of a bank when we do the bank audit, right? Clear? Justified? Okay. So what was our one note given below? You already have a what? Peer review certificate. Do you need to get it done? Or you can wait till completion? So right, if there is already a peer review certificate having validity with PU, need not get any peer review under new provisions till conclusion of validity of such peer review certificate. Peer review board in case of special review only. If it is referred by some other and they have an evidence to prove that you have done some wrong thing in the quality assurance services. Yes, they have. Simple, always remember one thing. If I'm not wrong, whether you remember or not, in your CA intermediate law में एक chapter होता था, General Clauses Act. उसमें ना एक topic था that is called rules of functionaries. The one who can issue you the things, he's also the same authority who can revoke your things. अच्छा, section 8 company बनने का license who gives you? Central government, which is revocable in nature. The one who allows you to give the, now tell me, can my membership be revoked by ICA? क्योंकि they have only issued it. तो always ये implied rule है. The one who allots you has a right to revoke it. Always, that is implied. Clear? But they should have the evidential content in their pocket to prove something against you. Done, sir? Okay, make a note. What? Penalty. Achha, if they find out that you are not good in quality assurance, modified certificate. That itself is a penalty. Modified certificate. And again, follow-on peer review will take place within 1 year gap. And in the follow-on review, if they will still think that you are not such improvised since what? Last review, then in that case, then your case will be sent to DD, then to BOD, then to DC, and then AA. Accordingly, they will decide what should be the tenure of your suspension of your firm. Everything is a disciplinary mechanism. That is why 2-3 chapters are such that one is connected with another. Now I can't leave peer review without telling the quality review. Because quality review ke case mein, I have to connect the topic with what? Peer review. So you have to do it in a sequence way. There's a way of doing it. Right or not? And immediately after that, we have to start professional ethics of your 20 marks portion. Because that you can't understand if the gap will come. Otherwise, that will be a lot of energy wastage at the later stage to bring you back. Okay, fair enough. यहाँ तक लिख लिया हमने? Okay, put the heading. Should I make you write in opposite to each other, both peer reviewer and qualified assistant, or you want to write one by one? That's your call. Write peer reviewer first. Peer reviewer. So tell me, who is qualified to be peer reviewer? तो एक काम करो, पहले qualified लिखो on the left side and right side disqualified or not eligible. right left side पे qualifications, on the right side पे disqualifications or non-eligibility or ineligible. Fair enough. Now right under the qualifications. First point, a member in practice. Chartered accountant point will start using after professional ethics. You can write also, no problem. But better write to get more clarity. A member in practice with 7 years of practicing experience. A member in practice with 7 years of practicing experience in which services? Assurance services. 7 years of practicing experience in assurance services. Second, we will write like this only. A member in practice with 3 years of experience. Because you can't write a member in service in this case. Member in practice. Presently, so you are a chartered accountant. A member in practice with 3 years of experience and having 10 years of industry experience. Having 10 years of industry experience, right? That's why I didn't make you write. 3 years of experience. But even if you'll write it, no problem. Sir, normal audit itself means what? Assurance. Every practicing CA does the auditing services. It's not like some practicing CAs that we are indirect taxes based firm. Some practice, just say I'll tell you my firm. My firm is like where I handle which case? IPR, intellectual property right cases, and company law affairs and NCLTs and IPs. These are the 4 my core areas where I do the work in my practice. But that doesn't mean that my firm does not have the statutory audits. It does have. GST also we do. But every partner, we divide the work so that we should not come into the way of each other. So every firm, whether you want or not, you are indirectly or directly involved in which services? Assurance services. You will not realize, but you are doing the assurance services. Because everywhere assurance is required, sir. Now please tell me, SEBI is hiring you for the quarterly review of the financial statements of Reliance. So what basically you are giving to the SEBI after doing the limited review? Assurance only. Okay, I went there, I did things, checked the financials. This is what the result. Why did SEBI ask you to get what? Assurance only, na? But not absolute, but which one? Reasonable. So either you do one thing or another. Basically, you are involved indirectly, directly into which services? Assurance service. Especially those 7 things are not called assurance. 9 things, which we did it in the morning, like scope, which is not covered under you. You know, they are specially called technical expertise areas. Okay, what we have written? Qualification number 2. Qualification number 3. Must undergo through a training and test. Must undergo through a required training and test. Must undergo through a required training and test. Next, must sign declaration of what? Confidentiality with board. Declaration of confidentiality with board. Next one. Come on to the now this side. Ineligible disqualification side. Now first one, I will make you write first 3 where you are not a peer reviewer but you are disqualified, and the next 3 where you are a peer reviewer but not eligible to do the audit. So first 3, any disciplinary action is pending with the authority. On authority means everyone. You can courts and everything. That is the word I use, the authority. I say can be authority, AA can be authority, anywhere. But pending is there. Next one. Was guilty of professional or other misconduct. Was guilty of. Second one, was guilty of professional and other misconduct by DD, BOD, DC, AA. By DD, BOD, DC, and AA. Appellate authority, right? Third, convicted for an offense of moral turpitude and imprisoned. Convicted for an offense of moral turpitude. Convicted for an offense of moral turpitude and imprisoned. Convicted for an offense of moral turpitude and imprisoned, right? Now, these are the three where you were not a peer reviewer, but you are disqualified to be a peer reviewer. Next three are relating to your peer review now. Fourth one, having a conflict of interest with the firm under the peer review. Having a conflict of interest with the PU under the peer review. Conflict of interest with the PU under the peer review. Next one. Gone through any training. Gone through any training. Gone through any training or articleship. Some specific partner or any partner. Under any partner of PU. Gone through a training or articleship under any partner of PU. And the last one. Should not have accepted any assignment from PU 2 years before and 2 years after the peer review. 2 years before and 2 years after the peer review. Done? From the peer review, 2 years before the peer review and 2 years after the peer review. Fair enough. So that is nothing but your everything about the person called peer reviewer. Yes. एक second. Come again. So 2 years are over. You did review 3 years back of one PU. That's what I'm telling you. You did the review 3 years back. You are asking before wala point or after wala point, first of all. Peer, that's what I'm saying. You did the peer review of the practicing unit, say for example, 3 years back or within 2 years. Okay, then I got his answer. In the next within 2 years only, you're doing assignment. What is the heading of the topic, please? You will be disqualified from the peer review board. Sir, try to understand. You're mingling in your own thing. You have done the peer review. In the coming 15 months only, you did some assignment. I understood your point. But at the time when you were doing the peer review, were you associated? At that point of time, you were unbiased now. Why something will happen to that certificate? Understood, na? When you were doing the peer review, were you biased or unbiased? It doesn't matter, na, later on what happened. Later on, if you have done within 15 months anything, what is the maximum course of action? You will be disqualified. From the which board? Peer review board. But when you did the peer review, at that time, though, you didn't know na, after 15 minutes, after 15 months, I'm going to do an assignment with that. So there is nothing going to happen to that certificate. That is what your question, na? I got your point. That's why I told you, just read the heading. You will be only disqualified. There's no problem with that certificate. Is it clear? 100% sorted. Okay, now write qualified assistant, please. Under that, write point number 1. A chartered accountant, a chartered accountant, a chartered accountant without any disability under section 8. A chartered accountant without any disability under section 8. Here disability does not mean physical disability. Disability means not completed age of 21, unsound, all those things. Disability under section 8 and removal under section 21 of CA Act 1949. It's okay, sir. Either of them or both or and. Because let me tell you one thing, when you become disabled under 8, you're automatically removed under 21. What do you mean by 21 years of age not completed? Will you get a membership? So it means you can't have COP. You are automatically removed. Na? So that is implied. 8 and 21 are connected with each other. Fair enough? Okay. Second one. Must sign declaration of confidentiality. Must sign declaration of confidentiality. Third. Must be communicated to PU and PRB before starting PR. Must be communicated to PU and PRB before starting PR. Must be communicated to PU or PRB before starting PR. Peer review. ठीक है? About whom? About QA. एंड एक और लिख लो ऊपर जहां पे क्वालिफाइड असिस्टेंट लिखा है ना, जस्ट राइट ओनली वन इज अलाउड. Only one QA is allowed. Just write somewhere. Only one QA is allowed. Phones are ringing, huh? Timing have surpassed. Girlfriend timing, boyfriend timing. 8:30 class. Sir has fallen a surprise on us. Took it class till 9. Huh? Forgot to tell. It's okay. Okay. The 3 points are over. Fourth point. No direct interface with PU and PRB. No direct interface with PU and PRB. In the bracket, right? Only with PR. No direct interface. Sir, listen. You don't have to ask him then. Listen. No direct interface with PU and PRB. Then in the bracket, right? Only with PR. I know that your nuts are getting loosened up now. Why? Because the time is coming near. So I know slowly things are departing. But you are only writing. Don't apply your brain when I'm telling you something. Just simply write. Because that much of processing is not expected from you. Don't do that. Overburden ho jayega nahi to. All right. Fifth point. Tell me the fifth disqualification of this person. He should be from whose firm? Reviewer's firm. Either as a partner or as a paid assistant. As per the whose records? So right. Must be from the firm of reviewer. Must be from a firm of reviewer. Being a partner or paid assistant. Must be from the firm of reviewer, being a partner or paid assistant. As per ICA records. Being a partner or paid assistant. As per ICA records. चलो मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूं. In my firm, there is one chartered accountant who is working as an employee. I'm a peer reviewer. Can I take him as a QA? इतना आंसर दे दो बस. There is a chartered accountant working in my firm. There is a chartered accountant working in my firm. Giving you the hint also, working in my firm as an employee. Can I take his assistant? Think logically. There is a chartered accountant working in my firm as an employee. Can I take him as a QA? That's why, buddy, I use the word chartered accountant. Chartered accountant working in my firm as an employee. Can I take him as a QA? तो अम्मा मेरे को पेड असिस्टेंट कौन होता है? हाँ, who is a paid assistant? Paid assistant मतलब क्या? He is your article assistant or he is qualified? Kept in your firm as a paid assistant. So what did I say? Is paid assistant a designation? So then what's the problem with the employee chartered accountant? Then if you have a problem, tell me the difference between paid assistant and an employee chartered accountant. A chartered accountant working in your firm as a paid assistant, a chartered accountant working in your firm as an employee. What is the difference? What? Who? Employee can't have COP. He's working in your firm, not under company. A CA can work under a CA firm holding a COP. Say for example, listen, I have Grover and Associates. I'm a COP holder. I today also, if I want, I can work as an employee in Ramus's firm. So what will be my designation in his firm? A chartered accountant. Chartered accountant. Having a COP, working in a which firm? CA firm as an employee. No problem. Problem comes when you work in a company as an employee. Is that a company or a firm? That too whose firm? CA firm. Council does not have any problem. So my question was very simple. You are stuck to one word. That is where the problem is. You are stuck to one word called paid assistant. And the moment they will ask you the same question in the form of what? Employee. You will say not allowed. Allowed. No difference. Paid assistant का मतलब क्या होता है? He is not under your training. He is a bloody employee and you are paying what? Salary. So what you pay to employee? And what you are paying to paid assistant? And he must be a chartered accountant. Did I say a employee as a chartered accountant working in your firm? Does not differ at all. So it means indirectly paid assistant means what? Employee. So either he can be your partner holding COP or he can be your employee holding COP. But we need a person called what? COP. Now my question is, why do you need a COP holder? Because a chartered accountant only can understand the work of what? Another chartered accountant. That's why I said I'm giving the hint. Word I use is chartered accountant. Did you understand the point now? These are the falling areas when you need to be very careful with the ISA. And I told you, when you come across the right answer, exactly at 5 o'clock, when you will come out of the which hall? Examination hall. Did you get the point? When someone will give you the reasoning like this. Understood or not? Understood? So write the last topic. अरे ओनली पीयर रिव्यू बोर्ड, छोटा सा टॉपिक है. पीयर रिव्यू बोर्ड क्या सर क्या 9 o'clock बोला था, 9 o'clock तक ही लेंगे. Okay, no problem. I know you can do it in 10 minutes only. Exactly 9 o'clock I will tell you to leave. No problem. Right. Peer review board. Simple short form में लिखना अपने को. Not a big topic. Peer review board. Tell me how many minimum members? So minimum 6, maximum 12 members. Point number 1. Minimum 6, maximum 12 members. Minimum 6, maximum 12 members. Next. At least 50% from council. At least 50% members are from council. At least 50% from council. Third, chairman and vice chairman must be from council. Chairman and vice chairman must be from council. in the bracket to be rotated every year. Must be from council to be rotated every year. Third, 2/3 of the members. Next one, 2/3 of the members to be rotated at earliest of bracket में लिख लो 3 years or council term. To be rotated at earliest of bracket में 3 years or council term. अरे earliest तभी तो लिखवा दिया ना सर, सस्ते नशे. Earliest of 3 years or okay, fair enough. Next one, fifth point. Acha, who should what if there is a casual vacancy, who will fill up? Casual vacancy, if any, to be filled up by council. Casual vacancy, if any, to be filled up by council. If any, to be filled up by council. Okay. Now, next. Who should not be the member of this board? Right. Members of QRB, ESB, QRB, E, Ethical Standard Board, ESB, CFR, Committee on Financial Reporting, CFR, BOD. Don't write BOD, otherwise you will write Board of Directors. Write BD only, Board of Discipline. DC, AA shall not be the part of PRB. Shall not be the part of PRB. Next. One meeting in every 3 months. One meeting in every 3 months with a quorum of higher of bracket 1/3 or 3. Again write whichever is higher. So higher of 1/3 or 3, right? Bracket में with the minimum presence of chairman. If not present, VC. YC नहीं, VC. हाँ अच्छा vice, YC. If not present, then VC. Next one. If quorum not present within 30 minutes. If quorum not present within 30 minutes, comma, chairman may adjourn the meeting. The last point. Do we need to intimate the council before any meeting? So intimate council before conducting any meeting. Intimate the council before conducting any meeting of PRB. And last point. What about the 1/3? Those who are not rotated can be kept by council for which period? Longer period. So remaining 1/3 who are not rotated, can be kept by council for a longer period. Fair enough? So what we have done so far, we have noted it as well. So tomorrow morning session mein, we are going to conclude this particular topic, and immediately, if the time will allow, if time will save, then I will not start with QR because tomorrow we have only up to 1. And then we will start with one small standard to fill up the gap of up to 1. ठीक है? चलो, thank you so much. Good night to all of you. See you guys tomorrow morning. 8. एक